How's it going, friends? Chris Cart's back. Private signing return time. I got this envelope back. This was a disaster in the making, but it worked out okay. Notice there's two $5 stamps on here and two first-class stamps on there. I sent this guy two bubble mailers inside of a larger package because it was two signings to the same guy, different signers, of course, but the same promoter. So sent him a big package with these two bubble mailers in them. Put all my stamps for both envelopes on one envelope, and then paid for his own shipping on the way back on the other envelope. So I'll talk about here at the end of this video, but I thought this return was going to go sideways, but it did not. Glad to get this back. And we're going to have, and yes, I already opened it because of the whole fiasco with this return. And I do have Eddie Murray. Finally, I got all my Eddie Murray cards signed. 1984 Topps All-Star, 80 on upper deck, 80 on upper deck high number, 87 Topps, and 84 Topps regular card there. Very nice to get these back. No JSA on them. I paid $10 a piece for JSA. There is no JSA. Kudos to the promoter. He refunded my money back fairly quickly. Although if he wants any proof, here you go. Taking my name off the back of these and showing you that there was no JSA. So JSA got missed. He said a few other guys got missed too. That's a real bummer. Especially if it was witness. I think it was witness, so that always nice to get the witness certification as opposed to the basic certification. But anyway, Eddie Murray, glad to get these cards signed for my set. $88 a piece. They were $90 a piece, but $88 because I bought 5 of them, so I got a little bit of a discount. Nice return. I'll tell you guys more about this return at the very end of this video. Let's get through these openings first, and then I'll get to my story. And maybe some advice you guys could give me. Some of you pros, some of you veterans that are doing this private signings, you can let me know how to proceed next time this occurs. Eddie signs about once a year. Going back to 2019, it's still about $80 a card, so you got to pay the freight for him. He doesn't really get much lower than that. He hasn't been much lower than that in 6 years, so it is what it is, and if you're going after these sets like I am, you just got to pay the freight. All right, gang, let's skip to the chase here. I cut out the 5 minutes of me trying to open this package up. Let's hope it doesn't take another 5 minutes to get my jewel case out of this return, our second private signing return here. A couple of big ones. 2 in 1, 2 for the price of 1, of course, Rod Carew, and a stack of JSA witness certified cards, which hopefully I will not lose. I will keep in their little envelope there. And we've got Rod Carew here, as well as Reggie Jackson and Bert Campaneris on an 84 Topps card. There you go. There's George Brett, Rod Carew, and Cecil Cooper. Of course, George Brett with a private signing coming up. He's like $200 a card. That's a lot. There's Carew, Campaneris. Reggie I got for $100. Bert was $5, and Rod Carew was $65 plus $10 JSA. I didn't get these two cards JSA'd. I have a couple more Rod Carew cards I'll dig out here after I show you my other guy I got back. Same return, same envelope. Wish we could have been that smooth with our previous return. And we got Dave Winfield rookie card with a Hall of Fame inscription on it. Two pretty good shaped Dave Winfield rookie cards. $65 a signature. And yes, folks, that's a pretty good deal. $65 a signature, $10 JSA, and $20 for the inscriptions, which means $95 for each Dave Winfield rookie card, one for my set, and one, who knows, to hang on to, perhaps sell maybe, make a little bit money back from all of the money I'm spending on my set collecting. Here are the other two Rod Carew cards. These ones are witness certified from JSA. We've got an 84 Topps and a 74 Topps. And yes, we've got more Dave Winfield cards, $65 a card. Now, I did not find this on sportscollectors.net. Of course, they did have Winfield on there. I guess he was, a few different promoters had him, or he was at a signing. I'm not sure how that works, but they were around the $80 mark. $80 and $65 was a trading card special. I got all of my Winfield cards signed. All-Star, 84, 84 regular, 87 Topps, 89 upper deck. 87 Topps All-Star subset, that 22 card subset. And yes, my friends, for those that have followed my videos for a while now, we got it. We got the 74 Topps signed right where I told him to sign, right there in the middle. We got him on our 74 Topps Padres team card, and it came out great. And yes, how many signatures we got? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I got 6 signatures on that card. I am calling it a day on that card. I am not sending that out to anybody else. $65 a card. I had to get that team card signed. I know it sounds like a lot, but that's a pretty good deal for Dave Winfield. Bill Allman on that card, as well as Randy Jones, and I can't even make out anybody else. Too excited, but nice to get these cards signed. Let's move on, guys, to our next private signing return. All right, gang, your more traditional envelope return here for our next private signing. Got what, 2, 3 cards, 3 guys signed so far. Our 4th guy will be in this envelope. And it's taped up pretty good. I'm going to have to get creative. Those card savers are pretty snug in there. There we go. Cardboard Promotions. Boy, get out of my way. There we go. Nice clear play field here. I like it. Thank you, Douglas. Another great signing. This time, Mark Langston. Mark Langston, who was $23 a card. For 1 card, $21 each additional card. Of course, I had a few cards for my set I needed to sign, including 89 Upper Deck. Complete with our nice, is that embossed? Might be embossed. Got 3 cards signed here, 89 Upper Deck, 87 Topps, and 84 Topps. Very nice return from Mark Langston. As I said, $23 plus 21 plus 21. So we're looking at $65 for these 3 cards, if my math is correct. I think it is. He's not a very good through-the-mail signer, maybe a handful over the last few years. And, of course, he hasn't had a private signing since 2011 when he was $14 a card. So saw his private signing come across the airways and had to jump on it. So nice to get this back. By the way, baseball private signings Facebook group, in case you were wondering where I found out about the fairly inexpensive Dave Winfield signing. And forgot to mention that in the last opening. But there you guys go, in case you were wondering. Final return, here we go, and it's going to be another 2 different packages, and of course this is going to be the same guy back. So I told you my very first opening I got Eddie Murray and Mike Witt, so this will be Mike Witt back. $40 a card from Mike Witt, not a good signer, kind of an expensive autograph to get, but needed a few of his cards signed, and signed I got them. Let's open this one up first. This is the other guy I sent to. As you can see, he had a nice clear bubble mailer with tracking. I paid the freight, paid him whatever he needed to. I need to stop using the word pay the freight, by the way. I paid him what it cost to ship in that manner, and it was very well done. And we just got 87 Topps team leader cards from him. I found a few more laying around, so I thought I'd just send them off and get these signed, because I can eventually get these completed with Bob Boone and, of course, Renee Latchman. There you guys go. Mike Witt signees very nicely right on the very top. Bob Boone has one signed already, and you can bet your butt I'm going to send that one to Renee Latchman very soon, very quickly, and get that completed. That'll be my first completed 87 Topps team leader cards, and the goal is, yes, to get them all completed. Eventually, I guess I'll need a Bob Boone signing. The Bob Boone I got back there was a TTM. That was an amazing return. So, and he was signing some cards recently again and then stopped. So he's very hit and miss. You can rest assured I will not be sending him any of these cards in the hopes I get them back. So I will wait for a private signing for Bob Boone. Renee Latchman's a very good signer, so I could send them off to get him done as well. And here is the other opening, $5.95. See, I told you $12 in stamps to open up this video, and this costs $6. All right. Remember, I put those he put all the stamps on one envelope, and I sent $6 for each envelope, and he put them all on one envelope, so $12 shipping, and then he paid this one himself. So yeah, it was a little confusing. I'll talk about that here in a second, but let's check out these Mike Witt cards to finish off all the Mike Witt cards I need for my sets. Of course, 80 on Upper Deck, and unfortunately 84 Topps. Well, not unfortunately. Of course, there is the team leaders card with Renee Latchman already, so I got all combinations of signers on there, except I don't have one with all signers on there. 87 Topps as well. Very nice return from Mike Witt and the guy that had this signing. So let me paint the picture for you. So we had two signings: Mike Witt, Eddie Murray. It was about $800 worth of cards I was sending off, and I messaged him and I said, "Hey man, what kind of shipping can you offer? I mean, back to Oregon, you know." And he responded with, "Whatever you feel comfortable with." I'm like, well, it's a lot of money in cards. I don't really feel comfortable with just like a plain white envelope. So I went to the post office and I had a big envelope and I had two little envelopes, two bubble mailers, which you already saw me open now. And I went to the clerk and I said, okay, I want shipping returned for these. Here's the weight of the package. I showed him the SASE. He weighed it. He said it's gonna be like 575 or 550 or something like that, 540. It wasn't much. So I said, okay, I said, what's the best way I can get this shipped back SASE? Well, we really can't track it until he sends it back from his post office. So like, okay, fine. So I got a $5 stamp for each bubble mailer, and I got a first class stamp for each bubble mailer, so about $6 in stamps. Put them in each return envelope, put the cards in their respective return envelope, and sent them off to this signing in a bigger package, of course. Now, if you're wondering, I did not put the stamps on each bubble mailer because the clerk told me not to do it because it might get covered up by the tracking label. So, of course, this is all what I want to hear. It's all very reassuring. Like, oh, tracking label. Okay, great. That makes sense. I'll just put I'll put these two stamps in each envelope and he can put them on at the post office after the tracking thing and all that. So, very reassuring. Very excited to send these off and have it done properly, and of course have tracking back to me, which would make me feel very better about sending these cards off to this very expensive signing. The guy gets my mail, and about maybe a week before the signing, or maybe 2 or 3 days before the signing, he says to me, "Hey, there's no postage on these bubble mailers you sent me." And I said, "Well, okay." He didn't look inside yet. I said, "Well, they're inside. There's stamps inside." And he got back to me, said, "There's no stamps inside." I'm like, "Okay, dude." And this is when I thought it was going to go sideways. So I messaged him back, and I'm like, well, I mean, I did it on the counter in front of the postal clerk. They're in there. So I didn't hear back from him. The signing happened. He sent out the email saying, "Hey, signing's complete." I'm like, okay, what's going to happen with my cards here? The checks were cashed. Is this going to be an issue? I was worried about it. So I asked him if he found the postage, and he said still didn't find the postage. I'm like, okay. And I made sure to say, "Hey man, this is what I did. I sent you a large package with two different signings in there, two cards, two bubble mailers, two SASEs. I didn't make this very complicated. I explained what happened and what I did and why I did it, because the guy at the post office said, return shipping." I said, "There's a lot of money in cards. I don't want to, take any chances here." So one day before I got the Eddie Murray package, I emailed him and said, "Hey man, what's the status with it? Did you find the stamps or postage or whatever?" And he just said, "It's in the mail." I'm like, okay. This guy's very short with his answer, so I don't know if he's just annoyed with me or what, but just said it was in the mail. So I'm like, oh boy, I hope it really is in the mail. Next day, I got the package, Eddie Murray, which you already saw me open, which I had previously opened when I first got it to make sure everything was okay. But yeah, when I first got the envelope, I immediately saw he did find the stamps. And instead of putting the $6 on the one envelope and the $6 on the other envelope, he put all $12 worth of postage on the one package, which of course was labeled at $5.95 or whatever it was. So that was annoying. I opened it up. It was Eddie Murray, no JSA. I'm like, "Hey man, I got the cards. I noticed you put all the stamps on one envelope. They were meant for both envelopes. I kind of wanted to be like, dude, I sent you the proper postage. I don't understand why you got the postage in each envelope. That's the envelopes they were meant for." Yeah, I guess I should have just put them on the envelope and ignored the postal guy, but I thought he was going to take them and get tracking or something. He didn't, of course, but thankfully it made it to me, so whatever. And then I got my Mike Witt, which you saw me open as well. Mike Witt came a few days later, and then he paid the freight on that himself. I used that word again. He paid the postage for that, which was $5.95, I think. So anyway, long story short, I was just really happy to get my cards back. It was terrifying, especially with how much money it all was. So glad I got my cards back. What do you guys suggest? As you see with the Witt cards I got back, I paid the guy. I asked him what postage to Oregon would be. He said it'd be $6. I'm like, okay, there's $6, there's $10. I don't care. Just just put them in a package. I don't mind sending the SASC as long as I know he's going to take it to the post office and send it first class tracking. So I don't know what you guys do. I just think really it's a failing of the promoter to not understand how important the package tracking is. Clearly, someone that maybe hasn't lost anything in the mail ever, so thought he could have done a better job with that. It all ended up fine. Got my cards back, got them signed. Transaction was just fine. A little confusion with the stamps, a little risk because they weren't tracked. The one was tracked, actually. Mike Witt was tracked, but not the Eddie Murray cards, which were super expensive. So I don't know what you guys do. I just think is it on me? Is there another way? I mean, I went to the postal clerk, and that's what he said to do, so that's what I did. How do you guys do it? How do you guys get your bubble mailers back tracked? I'm assuming you just pay the guy a little extra money, which is kind of why I emailed the guy and said, hey, man, can I kick you some extra bucks? And you just go to the. I'm sure he's going to the post office anyway, and just pay for it. I'll pay for the postage. I'll give him the SASE. I just want to make sure my cards are tracked. That's all on the way back. So anyway, that's it, guys. I made this video a lot longer than it had to be, but that's kind of the one dilemma. My biggest dilemma so far with private signings, and I've done tons of private signings. As you know, this is my 19th private signing video. I've done 4 or 5 returns in each one, so quite a few private signings. They've all went very well. No complaints. A couple little hiccups here or there with inscriptions getting missed or something like that. But other than that, everything's been fine. But this one was scary. I was worried about this one because this is a lot of money. And I'm glad I got this back. The Dave Winfield went smoothly. I paid for the shipping on that. Came back in a nice big bubble mailer. Very nice. So just think the promoter could have done a better job. I'm not going to out him because it all worked out really, really well. But I wish promoters out there all 80% of them probably understand the whole tracking and bubble mailer return thing, but this guy wasn't getting the hint. So anyway, that's it, my friends. Thanks for watching. Through the Mail Sunday tomorrow, our Super Bowl version of my football returns, and of course Monday is Through the Mail Monday. Don't miss that. Give me some advice in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys thought about this week's private signing returns, or at least this month's private signing returns. Happy to get them back. And next month I have 5 or 6 more already stacked up, ready to go. So stay tuned for that video. Hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.